Do you realize the power of your thoughts? Have you ever realized that your mind will only measure what you have to lose? Your mind will not measure your true potential. Have you ever been driving down the street and you see this old dilapidated house and you can tell at one time it was just absolutely beautiful? It could easily be transformed back into another beautiful house. Or that old rusted out car that's sitting in a lot out in a field in the middle of nowhere that somebody's gonna get to it and fix her up one day and make her real nice. Welcome back to another episode of Sweat Talk. My name is Chad. In this episode, I'm going to talk about identity shifts and teaching ourselves how to see our potential and how to find our potential. If you stick to the end, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. In this personal development space, people often talk about going to the gym and getting your body straight, getting fit, losing weight, looking good, which I absolutely agree with. I agree you do need to go to the gym. You do need to take care of yourself. I do agree you need to take care of your personal hygiene. I do agree that you need to dress nice. You need to look nice, because that is going to be one of the ways, that will be one of the key ingredients into being able to stand up straight with your shoulders back and just exude excellence. But the real potential and the true way to start, the true way to feel that excellence and gain that confidence, it doesn't start outside, it starts inside. We've been taught to do the exact opposite, just like the food pyramid. Food pyramid needs to be turned upside down in order for our nutrition to be optimal. We as people need to be turned inside out in order to operate optimally. We need to learn how to unapologetically be ourselves, not give a shit about other people. Somebody stares at you, somebody tries to take you down, somebody tries to beat you down, they want to bully you, they want to talk shit to you. It's important to be able to laugh at yourself. I do agree with that as well. When you do make a mistake, when you do something on accident, or you say something on accident, it's very important to be able to laugh at yourself. But the only way you'll be able to laugh at yourself constructively is by being self-confident. And if you don't have that confidence before you start laughing at yourself, it's going to be detrimental. See, those bullies that you experienced, or those assholes that you've experienced throughout your life, they've had their way with you your entire life. You didn't even know it. You had no idea the subconscious reprogramming of your mind that has taken place over your entire life. Sometimes our family members can do it. Sometimes our friends can do it. It's unintentional when those people do it, if they're true friends, and if our family members aren't pieces of trash, because we all have a family member that's a piece of trash. There's no exception to that. But we also may have friends that are pieces of trash. We don't need that negativity in our life. Open your eyes and realize that those people that you are considering your friends are pieces of trash. You know, this channel is called In Nutrition and in Health for a reason. You're gonna find that I talk about nutrition and the importance of proper nutrition a lot, because that is single-handedly the most important thing to get under control before you can actually see any gains in personal development. The importance of nutrition cannot be overstated in shifting your mindset, in shifting your identity. If your identity is staying inside, playing video games, I know a lot of my followers, a lot of subscribers are video game fanatics. I think video games are cool. I used to play them, but I don't anymore. And the reason why is because there's actually an addiction there. There's a dopamine, there's a cheap rush of dopamine that you experience every time you win or lose. You need to learn how to repair your mind from playing those video games. It's addictive, just like porn. You need to learn how to repair your mind from watching porn. It's addictive too. When I see those people that are addicted to that cheap dopamine rush from watching porn, from playing video games, there's a common denominator amongst them. They always like to stay inside. They don't go out and meet people. They lack self-control. The majority of the time, they're overweight. They lack self-esteem. They lack self-confidence. So in order to get over that, start with your nutrition. Start with one meal. Don't go all haywire. If you feel that you need to quit your gaming addiction and your porn addiction cold turkey, then only you're going to be the one that can answer that. But start with your nutrition. Get those poisons and those toxins out of your body, out of your mind. Get over that sugar addiction. Start with a good breakfast, no carbohydrates. Then move on to a good breakfast and a good lunch. Then move on to a good lunch and a good dinner. Make your food at home and stay away from the carbohydrates as much as possible. Don't eat anything out of a box. Meat, and if you feel like you need vegetables, eat vegetables. You'll never find anything easier or as nutritious as being carnivore. And if you're going to eat vegetables, increase the amount of meat that you're going to eat to like at least a 70-30 ratio meat to vegetables. Once you detox your body, you get rid of all those lectins, you get rid of all those defense chemicals that those plants are carrying. You're going to find yourself no longer experiencing brain fog. You're going to be able to think clearly. As soon as you're able to think clearly, you're going to be able to focus on something. You're going to find that you also are able to ditch those bad habits easier and focus on yourself, focus on meditation. While you're meditating, focus on getting rid of those addictions. Cleanse your mind. If you still find yourself that you can't get away from the porn, or you can't get away from the video games, or you keep going back to the porn and the video games, then figure out a habit that you can replace those old bad habits with. Find a good habit that you can replace those old bad habits with. Find something constructive that you can do. If you start to feel the urge to play video games again, and you put it down for a day or two, drop down the ground, do some push-ups, do some crunches, some other body weight exercises. In a matter of minutes, you'll forget that urge to play video games or watch porn ever existed. And in the end, you're going to be better for it. You're going to be faster, you're going to be stronger, you're going to lose weight, and in the end, it's going to help you develop your confidence. Porn addiction is a whole different ball of wax, in the sense that it's the only way that some people find pleasure. Why do you watch that stuff? Why do you find pleasure in that? What does it do for you? There's a lot of people that talk about semen retention, and that's for a reason. That semen retention will engage your primal instincts. It'll make you hungry. It'll make you want to go out there and succeed. That MGTOW shit, men going their own way, that's poison. Stop following that shit. You don't get to say, I give up, if you ever want to become anything, or if you ever want to succeed at anything in your life. You don't get to say, I give up. You don't get to give up. Hello. So when you give up trying to find a mate, if you will, when you give up on that, and you experience that sense, that feeling of loneliness like you do right now, and you just give up and accept it, you're never going to be able to get out of that mindset. You're never going to be able to see your potential. If you're an introvert, exposure therapy is the best way to get over it. Most people that have porn addictions, most people that have gaming addictions, they're also introverts. That's why they have found that addiction to begin with, is because they don't want to, or they don't know how to leave their house. They don't know how to talk to somebody. They don't have the self-confidence needed to talk to somebody. A lot of that goes back to self-control. You can't have self-control without you cannot have self-confidence without self-control. Subconsciously, you're going to find if you lack self-control, you've given up on yourself. You essentially have lied to yourself. You have told yourself in the past that I'm not going to do this, and you went back and did it anyway. You lied to yourself. That is one of the worst things that you could do for your mindset. There's a reason why I always say start with baby steps. Don't look at the big picture. Create that ridiculous lofty goal that you've got the mansion, or you've got the car, you've got the lady. Create that shit. Write that shit down. Take notes on it. Believe in it. But that's not where you start. Once you have that goal figured out, once you've put it down on paper and you've put that out to the world that that's what you want, to the universe that that's what you want, start with small goals, the smallest of goals. I can't tell you exactly where to start. Goals are individual. They are things that you know that you struggle with. They are things that you know you need to change in your life. Some people, they're starting from absolute zero because mom babied them their entire life. They've never even moved out of mom's basement. They don't know how to make their bed. They don't know how to do their laundry, fold their clothes. They don't know how to do dishes. Those are ideas that we can all do. Those are ideas that we can all learn, that everybody can learn and everybody needs to learn. Make your bed when you get out of it. When you're done with the dish, when you're done eating, wash that shit. Don't let your dishes pile up in the kitchen sink. Clean your apartment, clean your house, vacuum your floors. If you're struggling with just vacuuming your house, you have a vacuum that's stuck in the closet, or that you keep in the closet. Go grab that vacuum, stick it in the hallway. Put it in front of the TV that you're using for gaming. Put it in front of your chair on your computer. Put it somewhere and leave it there until you muster up the courage to turn that thing on and run one stripe across your living room or one stripe across your bedroom. If that's all you can do, start there, man. Start there. Our primal instincts have been ignored. The propaganda that we're exposed to on a daily basis is teaching everybody, men and women, to ignore their primal instincts, to ignore that lizard brain. That's the largest threat to humanity. Everybody ignoring their instincts. Depression, mental illness, MGTOW, feminism. It's a disease. Both of them on both ends are a disease. They're both teaching everyone that follows that garbage to go against their primal needs, their primal instincts, which is causing people to be broke financially, physically, mentally, the whole nine. Everything. In every aspect of life, people are broken, and we need to learn how to overcome that. If you're one of the guys that's already married, you have a family, you've got the house, you're a little more advanced than some of the people. Because remember, the lowest common denominator when it comes to personal development is suffering. And they're suffering at a point that most of us could never imagine. And that suffering is real. It doesn't matter the sex. It doesn't matter the sexual preference or the race. None of that. That is all irrelevant. People in general are suffering, and they're afraid to say anything about it. So if you're one of these people that has their shit together more than the guy that I was just talking about, the gamer or porn addict, if you have a job, if you have responsibilities, stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. Stop competing with them. Invest in your future and invest in yourself. Get rid of all of your debt. Get rid of all of the outside influences that are affecting your marriage. Get rid of all the outside influences that are affecting your household, even if you are single and you're living alone. Get rid of that shit. The biggest issue nowadays is financially. Like I just said, don't keep up with the Joneses. The worst part of that statement is that's what the term was when I was a kid, right? That was a term that was used 20 years ago. Some people still use that term, so it sticks with me, and that's why I just said that. But the reality is that garbage, reality TV shows like the Kardashians or whatever it's called, they follow, that shit's poison. And we as people have moved on from keeping up with the Joneses, our neighbors, and now people are trying to keep up with the Kardashians, billionaires. We see that badass car that the Kardashians are driving. We see that badass house. Our wives might see their flashy rings or makeup or purses. All that shit is propaganda and advertisement that's warping your mind. The product placement is there, and it's designed in a specific way to get you to believe that you need that, when what you need is to be happy with yourself when you turn 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, when you look back at your life and where you're at right now, and you're glad that you did everything that you can. You're glad you are happy with where you're sitting right now in your life when you get older, in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, depending on where you're at in life. You need to be able to look back at your life and say, man, that was amazing. I did everything in my power. Hello. And I learned from it. You need to be able to thank yourself for what you did at your younger age once you get older. When you meditate, reprogram your mind to think long term, to think out past the next 5 years, to think out past the next paycheck, to go to 10 years out, 20 years out. Start teaching yourself how to think long term. Remember when I was in my teens and my 20s, late teens, early 20s? Like looking at 401ks, right? Thinking about my retirement, staring down the barrel of 65 years old when I was that age, when I was in my teens and my late teens, early 20s. And I got all year. I got an entire lifetime until I get there. That day's never gonna come. Here I'm at 45 looking back, thinking about what I did in my 20s. I was making stupid good money, especially for my age. I blew it all. I was even working 2 jobs for a little while. Being stupid, man. I should be a multi-millionaire by now. A decamillionaire by now, I should say. I ain't got that kind of money. If I would have invested in myself in my teens and 20s, you're damn straight I would be. So if you and or your wife have an issue with your spending, get that shit in the bud. Stop watching TV, especially these reality TV shows. They are programming you. All that is one gigantic advertisement for you to go out and buy the fanciest shit. I saw a headline. I didn't even waste my time with the article. I want to say it was like a month ago. I don't remember the brand. I don't remember the manufacturer. But one of these super high-end purse companies, the owner, CEO, like Michael Kors or one of those people. I think it was Louis Vuitton. I want to say it was Louis Vuitton. Actually surpassed Elon Musk for richest man in the world. It only lasted for hell, probably as long as that article was coming off the printer. I've gone back to try to find it and I can't find it anymore. It's been wiped from the internet. And it's probably because they don't want the message that I'm sending out right now to get out. If you want that nice shit, go get it. But make sure that you pay cash for it. Make sure that you can legitimately afford it. Set aside a certain amount of money each paycheck or each month or each week or something so that you can pay cash for it. You should have the nice things in life. I'm not saying to go like full on uber cheapskate, but all I'm saying is quit trying to compete with people. Compete with yourself in your later years. Change that thinking to know that those later years are going to come before you know it. You're going to blink your eyes. You're going to wake up one day and you're going to find out how fast life just went by. My daughter's almost 18 years old. You can go back into like my really old videos. I'm driving around my square body and I picked my daughter up toward the end of the video from junior high, and she's just this adorable little innocent little girl. She's about to be 18. It's crazy, and I can't believe that life is already gone this quick. As you get older, the years pass faster and faster and faster. Every year that you age, the years pass by faster. The clock is ticking. Your future self needs you to make the right decisions right now. Your future self and your future family depend on you to make the right decisions right now. What's up, guys? How does your child look at you? For those of you that have children, how does your child look at you? Are they proud to say that you're dad, or are they embarrassed by you? Something that can warm your heart as well as help your self-confidence is every time you talk to your daughter, or your daughter introduces you to somebody, and she's proud to say, "This is my dad." Some of you might have a problem and think that you're ugly. You don't know how to stand in front of the mirror and say nice things to yourself. Says who? Who says that you're ugly? Who says that you're incapable of doing amazing things? If you're not happy with your teeth, if your teeth are messed up, go get some braces. If you think that'll help your self-confidence. I got braces at 40 years old. When I was 40 years old, I finally put braces on my face. I was like, you know what? I'm sick of it. Once again, I didn't give a shit about the judgments of people being a 40-year-old with braces. I don't give a shit. I love my smile. They're expensive though. Braces are one of those things that it's gonna take some serious focus and serious attention to save up enough money to put those on your face. But in my opinion, that's one of the things that's worth it. Go get yourself some decent looking clothes. If you can't afford nice clothes, believe it or not, the Goodwill has nice shit. TJ Maxx. Try going to these discount shopping places. You'll find nice clothes. Do your laundry, wash your clothes, take care of your hygiene. Cleanse yourself mentally every day with a 5-minute meditation. Once you take care of your inner hygiene, you will find everything in this life, everything that you do is 10 times as easy as you actually thought it would become. As these little wins turn into big wins, and you see the progress throughout your life, it's gonna put a smile on your face. You will experience 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but oftentimes you're gonna get 5 or 6 steps forward before you take that step back. You will find it. It just takes focus, intensity, and you have to want it as much as you want to breathe. You have to want it as much as you want a glass of water in the Saharan desert, and that takes you getting out there and starting right now. Tomorrow's never gonna come. 80% of all people that started a New Year's resolution fall off by February. You can do it. I believe in you. I know you can. That's all I got for today, guys. I appreciate you showing up. I hope you got something out of this content. I hope you're showing up for yourself. And I appreciate the hell out of each and every one of you and the amazing support that you're giving me. You guys motivate me so that I can continue turning this into discipline. I look forward to being able to make these videos every single day because you guys are freaking legends. And I appreciate the hell out of every one of you. With that said, I hope you have an amazing day. Peace.